Good evening. This is CTV News for Friday, August 19th. I'm Byron Scott.
And I'm Karen Adams. Thank you for joining us. We now know the names of the 7 people missing from last week's deadly blast at the Flower Branch Apartments, and officials confirm the cause of the explosion. Patricia Vallone is in Silver Spring with the latest on that story.
We are prepared to say that this tragedy was the result of a natural gas explosion.
The ATF confirms today that the fiery explosion that displaced nearly 100 people, injured dozens, and left 7 unaccounted for was due to a natural gas explosion. Now, officials say that the natural gas explosion happened on the lower level in the meter room of Building 8701, and that a fire quickly engulfed nearby apartments.
There is no indication that a criminal act occurred. There was no incendiary or ignition device recovered in the location of the blast seat or the blast location, and there is no indication of unauthorized access to the meter room prior to the explosion.
Accidents such as this take several months to go through and come up with the facts and probable cause. Our goal in this case is to complete everything before the anniversary date.
Officials identified all missing 7 people today, including 2 children, but have only been able to positively ID 3 of those bodies: 62-year-old Augusto Jimenez, 53-year-old Maria Castellon Martinez, and 65-year-old Saul Paniagua.
Remains of the victims were in such a condition that a visual identification was not possible. So the identification had to go over into the arena of our science capabilities.
Meantime, fire officials say they only received 1 phone call from a renter saying he smelled gas. That tenant was Adrian Boy.
Just called 911 that day. I was standing 2 weeks prior to the explosion because the smell was just getting stronger and stronger.
But Matt Losak from the Montgomery County Renters Alliance says many tenants complained to management about the gas odor.
I know that the renters have been making those statements, that they have made complaints and that the management company was unresponsive. I think that needs to be investigated.
We have information that the management company, the group responsible to the tenants, to protect the tenants from known hazards, turned a blind eye, did not look effectively at the risk that was communicated to them by the tenants, that, hey, there is a gas smell here. The tenants were told, we understand, that, well, it's really not gas, don't worry about it, it's just cleaning supplies or paint. And so, as my client has said, this became the new normal.
From Silver Spring, Patricia Vallone, CTV News.
Police are using DNA from relatives to help identify the remaining 4 victims. Meantime, fire officials want to get the word out to residents that the only number to call if you smell gas is 911.
And the D.C. man pleads guilty to causing the death of his girlfriend's baby, the incident occurring in Landover back in January. Authorities charging 24-year-old Kareem Bryant with second-degree murder and first-degree child abuse in the death of Mariah Tillman. Well, Sean Metzger has more.
State's Attorney Angela Osso-Brooks calls this case disturbing in ways she can't describe. A defenseless 6-month-old baby dying from injuries suffered at the hands of her mother's boyfriend. That man, 24-year-old Kareem Bryant, a convicted felon, has pled guilty to the death and admits to being high on drugs at the time.
Oh my God, please hurry up!
That is the frantic voice of 24-year-old Kareem Bryant, calling 911 on January 6, 2016 to report that his girlfriend's 6-month-old daughter, Mariah, had stopped breathing.
I don't know, the baby, oh my God, please, hurry up.
As paramedics responded to the apartment in the 3200 block of 75th Avenue in Landover, the baby's mother, Chanel Tillman, started CPR.
Give her mouth to mouth, baby, put her on the floor, give her mouth to mouth.
The infant was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. She died 3 days later. Prosecutors say her injuries, intracranial swelling and bleeding, were consistent with abusive head trauma.
Baby Mariah's death, in our estimation, was completely preventable. And it was horrific that she died in the manner that she did.
Bryant pled guilty to child abuse resulting in death for violently shaking the child while her mother was in the shower.
He had recently smoked K2 at the time that this occurred and said that he was high. on this drug and that it was responsible for his conduct.
State's Attorney Angela Also Brooks has a message for parents.
We are these children's only defense. We are their best defense, in that we must be careful about the individuals we bring into their lives.
Also Brooks says her office is working to help struggling single moms who may think they have no other child care options.
We've been working with Prince George's County government to provide safe child care options to mothers who need it. They can call and learn every option, including what is affordable.
Also Brooks tells us that the child's mother spoke at Bryant's sentencing, telling him that she loves him and thanking him for watching her child. Baby Mariah has a twin brother who remains in his mother's custody. Meantime, prosecutors say there have been at least 5 cases in Prince George's County in the past 2 years of children dying at the hands of their mother's boyfriends. In Upper Marlboro, I'm Rochelle Metzger, CTV News.
Bryant will serve 12 years behind bars.
Some Prince George's school board members are in an uproar following news the county's Head Start program is losing federal money. The program was informed Monday that it had lost its $6.5 million grant after a federal investigation found that educators were mistreating children. Some school board members say they didn't know about the inquiry or the loss of funding until it broke in the news.
It's outrageous, to be quite honest. Something as important as this, the board should have been notified months ago. We should have received weekly reports to ensure that our students were safe and that we could continue the grant. And those things did not happen. This governance structure does not serve kids. Whenever you destroy all checks and balances and you have one person appointing every major leader in the school district, you destroy all accountability. And that promotes the spirit that contributes to the serious lack of transparency. And that's why we're in this position.
Burrows says he wants the people who knew beforehand about the allegations to resign.
The health probe at the neonatal intensive care unit at Prince George's Hospital continues. Today, health officials held a press conference to say that the 9 patients sent to Children's Hospital have not developed any systems of the Pseudomonas bacterium.
Testing of water samples revealed the presence of Pseudomonas in 4 sinks in the neonatal intensive care unit. This leads to a probable determination that the 3 recent positive baby exposures to Pseudomonas came from the water system within the NICU. Further water sampling resulted in identification of the presence of Pseudomonas, second active inpatient care unit, 2 sinks within the adult inpatient care units. Those sinks were taken out of use and have been treated.
And officials also say they hope to move back into the NICU near the end of August or early September.
Metro Police are launching an investigation into whether criminal wrongdoing played a part in the July derailment. Metro officials have asked the police and 2 former federal prosecutors to look into the July 29th incident outside the East Falls Church station. The move suggests investigators may be considering criminal charges against maintenance workers or inspectors. Police say the review uncovered information that warranted further investigation. Now, the Silver Line train was carrying several dozen people at the time of the derailment. One suffered a concussion. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Karen Adams.
And I'm Byron Scott.